the internet. My name is Laura. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time with me, this is a great video to have started off on, because this lovely binder here is holding my most precious collection. I do want to say, it's really funny about this binder though, because I knew I wanted a Voltex binder to hold my Arcanine collection, and I went on and like I just wanted to get like a black binder, right? Because, you know, black, it's classic. And they were out. And so I'm looking around at all the other things and I'm like, none of these other colors fit. This is such annoying. And then I was like, all right, fine, I'll just get this orange one because it's like a special limited edition, whatever. And I got it, and then I'm like, I got it in, and I looked at it and I was like, duh, Arcanine is orange. This is the perfect binder for this collection. So like I didn't even go out and was like, I'm gonna get this specific binder for my Arcanine collection. I just was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get orange, and then it happened. So, all right. So here we go. Page 1. Make sure everything is in frame real nice. Yeah. Okay. So, as you can see, these are the very, very early collection. I have actual sleeves in here for the cards that I don't have that I want to eventually get. But as you can see, we've got Shadowless Growlithe from the base set. I do not have a first edition Growlithe. That card is actually going to cost me some money when I eventually have to try and get that card. I also have the Shadow. This is the unlimited version from the base set. And, oh, that's true. I did want to, while we're going through, obviously, I'm going to be switching the random things that I have, like this is in one of these old sleeves with the little dot on it, and I'm going to be putting them in new clear sleeves. But this, like I said, I got base set early, and these Shadowless cards came out right after the first edition cards. And before they decided, I don't know, like, what decision, I don't know what all the background stuff is, but after that, they started putting this shadow on the cards. And the card itself, like, darkened overall, like, the color became a little bit more, saturated. Like, if you look at them real close together, you can tell that, like, that red is not as vibrant as that red. It's not as saturated, I guess. Which might have been part of the reason why they decided to do that, and then they just added the shadow because it's fun. I have used the drop shadow tool in Adobe Photoshop before, so I totally get that. And anyway, so I have that, and then I want the first edition. And then this is my first edition Shadowless Arcanine. One of the first cards that was ever in a collection, like a special collection, because I knew that I loved Arcanine. And then I also am collecting the Japanese cards. So as you can see, I do not have the Japanese Growlithe, but I do have the Japanese Arcanine. The astute among you, oh, no, that's not in a, that is in a yicky sleeve, not a good sleeve. The astute among you is looking at that 9th slot and going, the heck is that? So, I have mentioned before that I had a, my game store, the owner of the game store was super awesome. And he knew that I loved Arcanine. And he actually got me, actually, number one, he got me this Japanese card, because when the base set came out, it was not easy to get the Japanese. But he also got me this first edition French. This is the first edition French Arcanine card. And he just, you know, basically handed it to me one day, and I was like, okay, well, I'm keeping this forever, and I have. But he also gave me the first edition German Arcanine. And I obviously have kept those cards forever. And they are now part of my collection. I am not trying to collect all of these in French and German as well. Those are just because Frank got those for me. Then this next card is, this is the promo I was telling you about. This is Black Star promo number 6. This is the Arcanine. I only have one copy of it, so it goes in here and does not go in the place with the Black Star promos. And then I also have the Japanese version of that card. So that's what this guy is. And then we've got some growlithe cards that I wasn't collecting growlithe way back in the day. Like, I kind of got them, number one, because they were common, and so it was really easy to just get them in packs and whatever. But any of these ones, like these are Japanese promos, and then base set 2, I just don't have a growlithe from base set 2. I specifically went out and got an Arcanine from base set 2. But no, I did not get a growlithe. So, those are cards that are just going to have to get purchased at some point. And because they're not very fancy, these ones probably won't be too bad to get. Alright, I love this page. It's just awesome. These are the cards from the Gym Heroes / I guess Gym Challenge set. And I have the first edition, the Unlimited, and then the Japanese for all of them. And so that makes it a beautiful little page. Oh, this card's a little rough. I don't know if you can see. Not in the best of condition, but, you know, luckily it's not so bad that you have to look at it to really notice that it's not perfect. Oh wait, no, it's this side. And then we've got our Unlimited. And our Japanese. And I actually had all of these cards from my childhood except for this one. I never managed to get an Unlimited of Blaine's Growlithe, like back in the day. That is a recent purchase. It did not cost me anything at all. I got it with another card. So I didn't have to pay shipping just on that one card, but I was like, this page needs to be filled out. I need to have this page be perfect. And so that was one of the first cards that I really wanted to go after in order to make this look beautiful. I guess it's just lucky that I already had the first edition one. Not that a first edition Growlithe is super expensive, but it's definitely first edition anything, because first editions are only on the older sets. First edition anything is just more expensive than I would like it to be. I know. I wish people would just give me all these cards and I wouldn't have to pay for them at all. But no, that's just silly. If people just gave me all these cards, then I wouldn't get to hunt for them. I wouldn't get to find them. I wouldn't have any stories about, you know, collecting them. All right, so here we go. Page 2. We have gotten back to some more Arcanines. This is Blaine's Arcanine. First edition. I do not have the Unlimited, and then I have the Japanese. Yeah, that definitely needs a good sleeve without the little dot. And this is the first holo Arcanine that existed. And that card is beautiful and perfect forever. And then by this point, this really should be on this side. By this point, the Japanese cards were easier to get. If you saw my Gym Hero Gym Challenge, I actually bought a box of Gym Challenge in Japanese, and most of my cards from that set are in Japanese. Okay, and then, so there's again some growlithe cards that I don't have because I wasn't collecting them back then. There were also a decent number of just, like this was in an intro pack, promotional cards. So like there's a number of Japanese cards that we just didn't get. But this card very specifically I found online and bought because, number one, it was an art that I didn't have. This card was never released, like this card art was never released in America in any of the sets. This is the Squirtle deck, which might be this one here. I tried to put these in order. I do not have them in perfect order. And part of that is just like getting the getting all the promotional things and like they came out at different times and like the information is not always all that accurate. I did my best with putting them in here. And there's any chance that these are going to have to get reorganized at some point. I already know that there's some places where I missed putting in cards that I'm going to have to go back and do. But anyway, this growlithe was just so cute that I had to have him. So I got that. And then that's Neo Destiny, and so there is the Unlimited card. Then there is that card in Japanese. Okay, and then we're into the Light Arcanine set from Neo Destiny. I got this card. So what happened was, at a certain point, I stopped collecting Pokemon. I stopped following the sets. I stopped everything. And every once in a while, I would go on eBay. Every once in a while, I remember, I would go on eBay. I would look for art that I didn't recognize. And then I would buy those Arcanine cards. And so this was one of those, and because I did it that way, I stayed with what it is that I just came, like I would search Arcanine card in eBay, and then whatever popped up is what I would get, right? Like if I saw it. Which means that I missed that there was a first edition Light Arcanine card. And that card is now rather expensive. And then, oh, you're already in a good card. Yeah, oh, that's right. Okay, so Legendary Collection, again, because it's the same art. Like, as you can see, this is Legendary Collection, that's Legendary Collection. It was the same art. I, didn't go after this set at all, which is a shame because these reverse holos are, super expensive. But I did recently just go ahead and purchase these two Legendary Collection cards. That's why they're already in the proper sleeves, because I only just recently put them in here. And these are going to be hard to get. I mean, hard in that they cost a lot. You know, if I just had money to throw at this, then I could have them tomorrow, or, you know, whatever. But, okay, and then we've got Aquapolis. So I have the English Unlimited, and then there are, this is about when we went from first edition to reverse hollows instead. No first edition, and then reverse hollows started coming out. And then, so we've got Aquapolis with the reverse hollows I don't have, the Japanese cards I don't have. But the Arcanine, well, actually, I should put these in there proper. The Arcanine I did. I don't remember why for this particular one I ended up getting the Unlimited, the reverse hollow, and the Japanese. Oh, and the hollow. I didn't get the Japanese. I didn't. Yeah, this has a normal, and a reverse hollow, and a hollow. It's possible that when I searched, because I don't think I was collecting at this point. When I searched, they all popped up, and so I just bought them all. But it's actually a really good thing, because these cards, again, are fairly expensive at this point. When I got them, they were not, you know, it was closer to when they had been put out, and thus they were not as expensive. Oh, okay, I thought that was a scratch on the card. It's just part of the, like, that line is actually on the card. It's like part of the printing, so. Okay. So there, those guys. All right. Then we've got, this is Skyridge, I think. Part of me thinks that I should in some way put in here that the names of the sets, because I definitely do not remember all of the sets that all these cards are in. But I do recognize some of the symbols. They definitely, I think I agree with the more recent thing where they just have the little, this little box here that basically has the number or the letters from whatever set it is, because like they were going on with the symbols, and I'm just like, nobody remembers these guys, like, because they got so weird. But anyway, so I have these from Skyridge. I do not have the reverse hollows. I don't know if there is actually a hollow card of this one. There might be, because it's like a certain, and then that, and then we're into Sandstorm here. And so that's the Unlimited. I have the reverse hollow from Sandstorm. And then I have the Arcanine, the non-hollow, the regular, and then the reverse hollow. I always like this art. I like the Japanese style painting. Like that's really pretty. I like that. And again, a lot of these I was going in and just looking for the new art and then just getting the card. So in a lot of instances, I just completely missed out on the Japanese, because I was like, I'm just getting this for the art. And now that I'm actually making this a master collection, I want to get like a copy of every card. So, all right. So this is, it's like, is this like leaf green, fire red and leaf green? This is why I need to write these down, because I like legit don't remember. But as you can see, For this one, I have the Growlithe and the Arcanine both in Unlimited and Reverse Holo. It's kind of interesting to see the different things that they did with the Reverse Holos. Like this one has like the symbols for the different energy types as the holo in the background there. Oh, and a nice swirl. I know, I did not notice swirls when I was younger, and now I notice swirls more. And then on this one, obviously it has this Pokeball symbol that is also part of the holographic. Like a little... Okay, gentle, gentle. Okay, we got it off of there. There's like a little crusty of something on there. Other side. I think I'd be doing this long enough that I can remember. Okay. And then Legend Baker. There's apparently a... I wonder if that was supposed to be Reverse Holo. So I remember very specifically that this card, or this set came out. I actually got a decent amount of this set. And it was the first time that an EX card of Arcanine had shown up. And I was super, super excited about it. And I went to Pokemon League, and they handed me this Arcanine EX because they knew how much I loved Arcanine, and they wanted me to have it. And so I think one of them had opened it. One of them had opened it in a pack, and they just handed it to me. Like they brought it to me and gave it to me because they knew how much I liked Arcanine, and that was very, like, you know, that card in particular has that memory on it. We've got our new page. I got the Japanese version. Went and got that one myself. Gorgeous card. It was quite powerful, if I remember correctly, also when it came out. Like, it was very playable, which I didn't particularly care about, but some people did. Okay, so I have no idea what this set is. It is the one with the little swirly symbol. And I have the Unlimited and the Reverse Holo. Yeah, there's some scratches on that one. That's okay. Oh, okay. There's some scratches. There's also a print line right down. I don't know if you guys can see that. Print line right down the middle of that card. Huh. Not the type, like, not the type of thing I noticed before. It's like that poor Clefairy that I got that's absolutely gorgeous, and it's got, like, print lines on it. Okay, we are on our last pack of this. I might have enough to get through the rest of this, because most, like you see, most of these cards are in just whatever random sleeve I had at the time, and I really want to just put them in a uniform thing so everything looks It looks even. Ah, that card. Its proud and regal appearance has captured the heart of people since long ago. Dusty off of there. That's what the card says. Because Arcanine is awesome. Okay. And then this is one where we got Platinum, Platinum Rising Rivals. Where we got the Reverse Holo and not the Unlimited. And then at this point I did a couple cards where I like kind of drew the picture so that I knew what I was looking for. I did not keep that up on all of them, but every once in a while you're going to see one of these cards with my adorable attempt at drawing on it. I mean, truthfully, it's good enough that you can tell because, you know, I looked at that and copied it, but... And then I have the holo and the reverse holo of this Arcanine. Boop. Yeah, I'm hoping that I will keep these nice enough that I won't ever have to replace the sleeves again. But you never know. Supreme Victors. Supreme Victors. I love that card. Is just so like, it's so soft looking. Like the Arcanine there is just so cute, so cute and soft looking. Okay, so we got that page all done. Whoop. All right, and then there is, in this is the same set still. There's whoever this guy is, and he has that Arcanine. Pfft. Yeah, Arcanine G. Might have been, it's like a Galaxy guy or something like that. Yeah, I truthfully was not following what was going on in the background much, but this also has this really cool looking reverse holo. It's got this neat crosshatch on it. And I remember that card looked different enough from that card that I just went ahead and got it. Again, this was, I was not necessarily collecting these sets, but I was, but I was finding the cards online and getting them when I saw them. This is the Heart Gold collection. One of the only symbols, I think, that has any color to it. Like, most of the symbols are ever just black and white. Or black, actually. No, black and white. Yeah, because they got the little outline or whatever. But this one was... gold and gray and white, I guess. And then I really like this card. This is Arcanine, I guess, right after he's evolved, or as he's currently evolving from the Firestone. Looking all kinds of happy. You go, Arcanine. Oh yeah, more attempts of my... That one's that one, and that one's that one. I was having a hard time, or not having a hard time. I was getting annoyed with having to put these into all of them, and so for like these ones, I skipped it. These are the reverse holos from that set. And I just know that because that's the next card. These already in... Okay, yeah. Alright, and then next page, and now we're getting into the area where I did not get quite as many cards. There's a lot of um, cards that I just don't have any of. This is the reverse holo from Black and White Destinies. This was when they started doing, like, they would put a little stamp on there for that. This also has, oh, did I not put a, this is one of the, this card actually has oh no, there it is, staff promo. That card is not cheap. I have looked. But yeah, that has a staff card. Here's a reverse holo that's got all the little flames down there. It's kind of cool. Oh, and then there's the Arcanine break card that I have. I have it in a sealed pack, like one of those collections that have the promos in the front and then some packs in the back or whatever. So I have that card. That's why I put owned on it. So we've got, oh yeah, XY definitely was not collecting at this point, which is why I ended up missing a lot of these cards. This very obviously, this was with the, when the live action movie came out, the Detective Pikachu movie came out. It is a very unique art, and so one of the times when I was looking for cards that I didn't have, I was able to find that one because it looked very different. We've got our Growlithe. Yeah, a lot of these newer cards are already in the newer sleeves because I had those by the time I was putting them into things. But Rebel Clash, Unbroken Bonds, McDonald's Collection 2018. There was apparently a Growlithe holo. And then some of these cards are not in the new sleeves, but that was very obviously a new art that I did not have. And then these guys. Then we've also got the Hisuian, Growlithe, and Arcanine. That is from the Arceus game, which was, oh man, I loved it. And the fact that it had a variation on Growlithe. Because at this point, the Aurora, not the Aurora, what were they called? Alolan. The Alolan Vulpix was out. And I was so jealous that, you know, the Vulpix, and it was like a white Vulpix and a white Ninetales, and they were, I was like, oh man, and Arcanine doesn't have a version. And then I played this game, and I saw the alternate, for the Growlithe and the Arcanine, and I was just so happy. It was great. But apparently I have that Growlithe, and, yeah. I do not have any of these. Silver Tempest. And then I have this guy in Japanese. Apparently, this is one that I got later on. That's why I have the little card still back there. This was a full art trainer. That obviously, very obvious that that was an art. That's the English version of it there. And then we've got 151. So I had multiple of these cards. That's why that one's in here. The Arcanine. Yeah, okay. So I have the regular and the reverse holo of Arcanine. I got those. I have only opened up one thing of 151. And I managed to get both the Arcanine and the reverse holo Arcanine. I was very happy. These are incorrect. That's not. For some reason, I saw because the Japanese set has the Pokeball and the Master Ball of these cards. And I thought that the English did too. It does not. And so this is already a little bit off, and at some point it's going to get fixed. I am not doing that today because I'll point out later there are other cards that are not in order. And part of this is just going to be, like, I'm going to put the cards in here until I run out of space, and then at that point, maybe I'll start reorganizing things. But anyway, at some point, I'm going to get the Pokeball, the Master Ball, and everything of the Japanese, the Arcanine. Again, I thought there was a Pokeball and a Master Ball. There are not. I drew the Pokeball and the Master Ball. I'm so adorable. And then there's the Japanese. And then we're into Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, no, it occurred to me at some point that it might be a good idea to put the number there, because you can search by that number. And then I stopped doing that again. Seriously, I almost want to go through and, like, redo these as well, and I might at some point. It probably won't be a video because it will be very boring, but maybe if I have something to talk about, I'll do it. You guys can let me know if you want to hear me ramble about how all of my cards are out of order. These cards are not real. I printed those out because they were pretty, and they're not all that expensive right now. I probably could just go ahead and get those, but I did not. So those cards are just in there for... I mean, part of it was I was looking into printing out proxies just for funds, right? Like, obviously, I'm not fooling anybody with these print qualities. But I was looking into, okay, do I want to have the proxy cards in here so that I know what I'm looking for? Like, I can say, hey, I need this card, and somebody can look at it and be like, I don't have to say, oh, I know that it's, whatever set. I can be like, I'm looking for that card, and somebody will be like, oh, I know I have that card, right? Obviously, I did not do that for all the rest of it. I don't know if I'm going to. And then I got to the end here and realized that I had forgotten some cards in the middle. So, like, this Arcanine and this Hisuian Arcanine. You remember back when we saw that Hisuian Growlithe? Yeah, that's where this card was supposed to go. And I missed it. So, these guys are here. At some point, they will go back to the place where they are supposed to exist. And they do not right now. Alright, that's my membership card from way back. So that number is not valid anymore. These are, like, other Arcanine card things that existed at the time that I collected. And I love them. And I am also going to pull them out of these little dot man things. I truthfully don't remember where all these came from, but it was basically just if it's got Arcanine on it, I guess it's a Japanese thing. If it's got an Arcanine on it, I want it. And Arcanine's name in Japanese is Windy, so that's why it says Windy on it, because it's a Japanese card. And I have this guy. This is English something. Tops? Is this the Tops one? I do not have any Growlithe from this time because obviously I was not collecting. Yeah, Tops. I was not collecting Growlithe at this point. I was only collecting Arcanines. So these I might never get the Growlithe of. I might just content myself with the Arcanines. This was like some sort of like Burger King something, I think. Oh, I don't know. Collectible movie scene. And as you can see, it was like part of a larger thing that I ripped it off of. And so it's got those little bits on the edge. This is a smaller something? I don't even know. Oh, is it a sticker? Might be a sticker. But I'm not going to sticker it on anything. It is going into a sleeve and existing as part of my collection. Beautiful. And then this guy. Again, Japanese, something. Oh. Like a scratch off. Oh, it's like a scratch. Okay. I have no idea where I got this from. Oh yeah, it says Pokemon Scratch on it. From Tomy. I don't know. Sure. But anyway, so those are my extra Arcanines. What else do I have in here? Oh, okay. These were, I got those. That was my favorite Digimon. And so I'm just keeping those cards in here because there's some extra pages for right now. Until the Arcanine collection grows. This was a set of Suiken cards that I got. The Holo, Reverse Holo, and the Japanese. And then I really like Lapras. I really like Vaporeon. I had some, like, these are just sets that I don't have very much of the set itself. And so I just kind of had those cards in there. I think that's all I have in here. It is. Okay, so this is, these are my Arcanine cards. And at some point, I mean, like I said, I went ahead and got those, the Legendary Collection, like, as I get a little bit of money, I'm gonna pop on these, right? You know, get some of the cheaper ones, some of the more expensive ones, I'll obviously have to save up for. I really want to go ahead and get this first edition base Growlithe as quickly as possible. And this Shadowless, but non-first edition Arcanine, because, yeah, the base set, I mean, I'm pretty sure the base set just keeps going up in price and keeps going up in price. So, like, the earlier cards I really want to get, but at the same time, I also want to get the later cards because right now they're fairly cheap because, you know, they just came out. And if I wait on them, then they'll become more expensive. So, it's a, yeah, I'll figure it out. But of all the things that I said I want to collect, obviously my Arcanine collection is the one that is, this is the thing that I want to work on the most. You know, and then every once in a while I can work on my Team Rocket, I can work on my Gym Heroes, I can work on my 151. I really would like to get some more 151 packs. I also am kind of interested in the Paldea and Fate set, both of which are still being produced. But right now, nobody can get Pokemon cards. So, you know, it's all happening, and you know, it'll be great. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys with I wanted to share with you guys my Arcanine and Growlithe collection, because every time I reference, oh yeah, I don't have that card here because it's in my Arcanine collection, then you know where it is. So, but anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. I'll be keeping you guys updated whenever I get new cards for this set specifically. I don't know how often that's going to happen or when that's going to happen or any of that stuff. But if you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe so you'll see those videos. And we're going to be going back to organizing. I know there wasn't very much organizing in here, but we'll be going back to organizing my other cards in the next video. So until then, keep loving what you love, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.